Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hassan, mate, I know exactly what you mean. Now, recently on Twitter, there's been a conversation that's sparked back up that gets brought up basically every month. And it's a pretty controversial topic, I can't lie. I don't think it should be, but it definitely is. Reason being is because 9 times out of 10, all the streamers will jump on it, and then all the normie wage slaves will jump on it, and they'll clash, they'll argue, because one lives up here and the others live, a bit more in reality down here.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Now, if you want me to be honest, I've seen this conversation happen far too many times. I've already formed my own opinion on it years ago, and I still hold the same opinion. Now, to the viewers, if you say something like that, you're gonna come across as completely tone deaf and out of touch. Because if you look at it from just a viewer's perspective, right, you are a millionaire from just turning on your computer and just talking to the camera. Any normal person is just gonna look at that and then see you complaining about your life being hard, your job being mentally fucking draining, and they're gonna judge you. They're gonna be like, what is this guy on about? Whereas if you take a second to just try and put yourself in the position of a streamer, I understand kind of what Hassan's saying. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't really like Hassan that much, but I do think people are just waiting to jump down his throat a lot of the times, which is fair enough. I don't blame, that's literally what I do on this channel. And yes, I do think sometimes he can be a bit out of touch, very out of touch. But I think this clip is kind of just a case of him misspeaking a little bit. Trust me, pains me to defend Hassan because I don't like the guy. And from the perspective of someone that works a normal job, I would rather be in Hassan's position. But I get what he's saying, and I'm going to explain to you my interpretation of what he's saying at least. Now, when he says it sucks the soul out of you, I think what he means is it just drains your social battery. He's just been a bit dramatic, which I think if he said it drains your social battery, fair enough. People would probably agree. Streaming definitely does, and not YouTube as much, but streaming definitely does drain your social battery because you load up your stream, you talk for fuck knows how long, you deal with a bunch of retards in your chat basically. That's the nicest word I can think of for them. And you make a bit of money from them, just a bit, just a tiny bit of money. And I imagine once you end your stream, you probably feel too tired, too drained to talk to anyone around you. I think the issue comes in when he starts comparing it to other jobs, because that's when it makes you seem out of touch. When you start comparing it to normal jobs that pay a lot fucking less and go through the same shit, that's when people are going to start disliking you for your opinion. And not only to mention the fact that actual jobs are physically demanding as well as mentally demanding, so I would argue that kind of objectively makes them a bit harder than a job that's just mentally demanding. But regardless, I'm going to throw a little thing on the table right now. And no, it's not my penis. Oh, such a shit joke. I'm going to point out to you, Hassan, if you ever end up watching this, probably not, but if you ever do, the main reason people dislike you, maybe myself, alright, I ain't quite decided yet. Maybe this is the reason, I'm not sure. I just right now don't like you because you're a bit of a is because your whole internet persona, and I'm calling it a persona because I don't think it's real, is you hate rich people, make the rich pay more, all this fucking bollocks, when you've never really had to struggle in your life, like ever. And that's not even me being a fucking hater, if you want to label me that. That's just the genuine truth. You know, you've never had to work at your fucking, I don't know, fast food places, your fucking supermarkets, your hospitality. You've never had to do it because your family's rich. Don't get it twisted, Hassan's not the first person to make a bit of money in his family, which I would have no problem with if his entire persona wasn't make rich people pay. I fucking hate rich people. Because if you're not aware, Hassan's dad is the vice president of a pretty big company, so he's definitely a millionaire, and his uncle is also pretty high up in the Young Turks fucking news thing. So it's not like Hassan's family or him have ever been poor. And the thing is, I would have no issue with his family being rich because I don't give a shit. If you make money, good for you. I'm happy for you. I wish I was you, but I'm not. But good for you. Well, it's just the whole premise of how are you going to complain about rich people when you're rich and your family's rich and you grew up in like money? It makes no sense. And do you know what's crazy, right, about streaming? You can set your own hours. You don't have to work if you don't want to. So if you're saying streaming for 9 hours is too socially draining for you, lower your hours. Sure, you might not make as much money, but you'll still be making thousands, so does it really fucking matter? Like, when you're a streamer, you're literally your own boss. So if it is causing you as much mental strain or social exhaustion, whatever you're saying, you have the privilege of just not working as much. Something that I would like to remind you, Hassan, normal people don't get. If they are exhausted socially, they still have to work. So I guess my entire point in this video is everything's relative. If you're going to complain about your job being hard, mentally exhausting, I would advise you probably do it in private so you don't get shit for it. Because no matter how well you word it, people are going to disagree with you because you're rich and you're complaining. That's just how it works. We hate rich people, don't we, Hassan? But no, on a serious note though, I understand it is all relative. He's allowed to be mentally exhausted with his work. I understand that. I get the point he's making. Social exhaustion, cool. And I do think everyone's jumped the gun a bit on his response. Including myself, to be honest. I'll hold the mirror up to myself, including me. But I did also try my best in this video to look at it from the perspective of him and just the streamer sphere in general. But unfortunately, the truth is, as I said, no matter how you word it, no matter what you say, no matter how well you explain it, people just aren't going to agree with you and they're not going to care. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for today's video, boys. I do appreciate you for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment telling me, I don't know, to never post again. I didn't really want to make this video too much of like a bashing video because I feel like a lot of my videos on people, I'm just bashing them. So I tried to be a bit more, not respectful, but a bit more constructive in my criticism instead of just destroying people with hard facts and knowledge. Because I like being different, alright? Everyone's shitting on Hassan currently. So I wanted to be nice to him a little bit because I still don't like him. But yeah, that is it from me for today's video, boys. I do appreciate it for watching. I'm going to try and upload a bit more, depending on, I don't know, just depending on if I can be arsed. But that is indeed going to be it for me for today's video. I've said that like 4 times, I don't know what I'm doing. Shut the I'll see you in the next one, boys. I'm just going to end it before I keep repeating myself. Have a good night. I might be back in a few days, next week, who knows. Peace out, people. Goodbye. If I could take you up in paradise like yours, if you would tell me